1200 Pueblo Diem. Kavika Meek on the Wavestorm, ripping it. Got my 4.9 square tail foundation. So we're gonna rip this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Slight cloud cover in front of me right here, which is nice for sun exposure. But if you're going to be ripping, oh no, I think those are tubers. I just saw a bunch of people on the side of the riverbank. I don't think they're surfers. If they are, it's going to be a thick lineup, but I don't think so because Salida is pumping. I don't know when I'm going to be putting this video out, but currently Salida is a hair under like 1600 CFS. And Pueblo, Diem. Now, something to keep in mind, if you have the river gauge app, and I've showed it to you before in vlogs, the Moffett Street is too far down river from the Pueblo wave. You want to look at the Pueblo Dam gauge, and then whatever that level is, it takes like an hour before it hits the wave. So if it drops, you got like an hour left of surfing if it goes from like 600 down to 400 or whatever. There are some crazy drops like that, but man, it literally over the last couple days has been like 1200 or still over 1000, and now it's 1200. This is, I think, the highest I've ever, maybe 1300. But with this, your entry level, because there's so much more water rolling over the rocks, and I'll show that to you, you either can do your normal jump off and then like paddle in the little Yeti for a regular drop in. Goofy foot, you guys are always good to go no matter what, but regular drop in, sometimes it gets a little bit thick, and so what you got to do, yeah, it's a beautiful day. There's fishers. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, we probably, oh wow. Yeah, not surfers. These are literally kayakers, people coming down. There's a lot of kids, so I don't want to like film them. But this is the parking lot, and there's softball. Oh, and more people coming down. So we're gonna have to park way over here. Oh, so many tubers. Good night. I don't think I've ever seen it this busy before because of the tubers. It's not the surfers. It's just a lot of people coming down to tube. Might have to go back and try to find a spot. Sorry if the AC is hitting the camera here. Can't park there. Yeah, I've never seen it this busy before, like ever. I might have to double back around and go park where I thought I saw a couple cars, but softball field. Actually, I should be able to park over here by the stop sign. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Wowzers. I think I've almost parked this far behind. And then if you are wondering, if you come down to Pueblo, right in front of you is a mulch pile where you can grab free mulch. So you can like literally, oh, is that a parking spot? Oh, I think I might just grab this right over here. Never mind. There's a little bit of shade behind me. That car just left. And because of the softball field, and there's literally a woman sitting right here, I think I'm gonna change down there. Should have brought my foam Softech. That lip might be high enough to do a little stall up there. Yeah, 1200 Pueblo Dam. Kavika Meek on the Wavestorm, ripping it. The peeps are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen it this busy in my entire life. Look at all these people. It's absolutely incredible. But Kavika said he was like only here with like 2 other people yesterday. So we're gonna rip this thing. Our line's looking good. Got my 4.9 square tail foundation right here. Shaper Sean, always linked in the description box below, foundationsurfboards.com.
If you only knew. you to be where you are, to be where you are. be where you are.